All right, everybody, welcome to another night of some Saint football. Here we go. 3 weeks into it now. We are 3-0. This is Dallin and Brian here with K-Max Sports. Another live broadcast for you. Tonight will be audio only. But like I said, so far the Austin Saints are 3-0. Something to build on, something pretty exciting to talk about because I had a chance to catch up with the coaching staff earlier, and they had quite a bit to say. They're really excited about tonight. Definitely excited that they are 3-0. These last few weeks, their offense has really been moving quite a bit, and they also said they're pretty proud of the fact that they've had a couple of defensive stops as well. Special teams needs a little bit of work from what they were telling me earlier, but they look forward to tonight because they're going to get a lot of work on special teams. Tonight, as they play the, the Cistercian Hawks here, they're actually a very tricky team when it comes to special teams. I don't know if you know that, Brian. But if you want to chime in here, this is one of the teams that does a lot of tricky things. They go for it on fourth down quite a bit. They do fake punts, and they even do onside kicks quite a bit.
All right.
So are you a big fan of, onside kicks? In this new modern day of football, you see a lot more trick plays, a lot more onside kicks, a lot more going for it on fourth, just because the numbers match up statistically.
Well, especially because in high school they kick off from the 40. So if you cover the onside kick, you're not really losing much.
No, the yardage is
scheme
great.
Of things. So
yeah,
makes sense to try to go for that more often. I've seen.
Well, tonight they let us know from Cistercian we're going to see a lot of onside kicks, maybe some squib kicks, things like that, and they worked on that all week long during their drills. I had a chance to catch up with the special teams coach as well. He was letting me know that basically they are expecting it. It's not even a maybe. He already told every one of his kids, look for it, work on it. They're probably going to kick it here, maybe kick it there. So actually, even the kickoffs are going to be crazy, interesting, and pretty fun to witness tonight. Like I said, tonight will be an audio broadcast, so Brian and I will do our best to bring the play-by-play and the color commentary as best as we can, and let you feel like you're right here with us in the stadium. But we have a guest DJ tonight named Luke here. He's going to be helping us out with the music. So DJ Luke, if you guys have any requests, you can always follow us on Twitter at KMax Sports and let us know. You never know; he might just have a song that you want to play. I know I'll be screaming "Free Bird" here in about 30 minutes, so we'll see how that goes.
You and about 20 other people, maybe.
Right, Free Bird. Yeah, you can't go to a DJ or a concert without screaming "Free Bird."
Oh no, heck no.
So again, Austin Saints football is going to be pretty exciting tonight. The Cistercian Hawks, they're a pretty big team, I got to tell you. I had a chance to walk next to these guys, and I say guys and not kids for a reason. They are quite the size football team. So I think the Saints know they have their work cut out for them tonight, but they are looking forward to it. They are eager. They're hungry. The inaugural season, as you all, if you're true Saints fans, you already know this, but both schools, St. Stephen's and St. Andrews, have combined. So this is the inaugural season. This is the very first year we're doing this. I already am rocking my Austin Saints purple T-shirt here. I know you guys can't see this at home, but believe me, I'm wearing purple with pride, and I'm loving it. So, like I said, 3-0, something to build on, something to be excited about. And even though they know they're going to have a little bit more of a tougher matchup than in the recent weeks, they are really looking forward to this game. So all the special tricks that we were talking about, this amazing offense that the Hawks seem to have and seem to bring, and the size of the team. Like I said, I was walking next to these guys down the walkway just a few minutes ago, and they're definitely the size of grown men, and they're much larger than I am. So
that's not very hard to do there.
Right? Yeah, I'm quite the tiny fellow. Yeah. So, but yeah, like I said, they're hungry, they're ready, they're eager, and more importantly, they're having fun. That's the beautiful thing about youth sports in general. But another beautiful thing is technically these two schools are still rivals in a lot of other sports. They decided to come together to be more competitive. So it's a beautiful thing. Throughout history we've seen times where maybe neighbors didn't get along and they had to come together for a mutual goal, and then boom, next thing you know, it creates something beautiful.
Make a movie out of that.
I know, right? Here we go. With less tragedy of Disney football movies. Yes. Well, maybe one day this will be a fun movie story, like you said. But like I said, the inaugural season for the Austin Saints, St. Stephen's, St. Andrews combining, used to be rivals. Now they're coming together for football. They are still rivals in many other sports. So quite the interesting pair of sister schools here, if you really want to think about it.
And the Hawks are a pretty good team. They are 2-1, but I would check their score, and they won like 73 points their first game. They hung 73 points on the team. So they are no slouches by any stretch of the imagination. So this should be a fun game to watch. These two schools go at it.
Yeah, again, they're pretty proud of the defense here lately, and they also know that the defense is going to have a lot to work on this game. So I had a chance to catch up with the coaching staff earlier, like I was saying, and they were actually telling me that they're really going to kind of watch what they're doing on offense and kind of learn as they go. And now I know that seems like basic strategy for every game you ever play, but it's really one of those things where this early in the season, you know, a lot of these are scout games, scout teams. So you kind of really just watch and adapt the first half, and then you really adjust and you tighten up in the second half. So again, we're going to see probably some pretty more loose plays in the first half. Maybe the Hawks would get away with a few things here and there. I can see them using their size to their advantage early. So I don't know. I'm going to see the Hawks being aggressive tonight. But like I said, the coaching staff earlier had a chance to really say that the Saints are all ready and prepared for that.
Thank you again, Cheyenne.
So right now we're about to do the intros for everyone.
So I'm going to put on a brief hold for just 1 second while get everything situated.
All right, and here come your Austin Saints.
You can see them walking down the hallway next to the gym, and the sign they're running around says, "Saints aren't held responsible for ruffled feathers." That's pretty good.
I like it.
Here they come.
And here they come, folks, your Austin Saints!
Like I was saying earlier, Brian, the inaugural season of two schools coming together. So much excitement, so much to build on, so much to work on, and so many things they are already doing right and already successful. Like I said, the excitement is not just about playing a football game and hoping to go 4-0 or even playing a team that statistically might outmatch them and trying to see how they really fare up against them. But the excitement also of just them coming together, the camaraderie of two rival schools. These guys were playing each other, and they might be even playing each other in other sports. You know, haven't had a chance to really learn each player, but a lot of these players also, you know, play different sports as well. So you never know. It might be your teammate today, and then you might be talking some trash a few months from now in a totally different field. So
it could be true. This is a very exciting moment for all these kids running out in the field.
The Hawks include number 72, Campbell Keating.
They're going to come out with a coin flip right now. Looks like the entire team's going to walk out to the center of the field, arm in arm.
And number 8, Harry Crutcher. Captains for the Saints, number 14, Chris Mabley. Number 25, Solomon Starks. 56, Jackson Owens. And 44, Timothy Bridgman. The Saints have won the toss and have deferred the option to the second half.
So what do you like to do in the coin toss? If you win the toss, would you like to defer or do you like to receive?
I'm a big fan of kicking all the time.
Big fan of kicking all the time?
All the time, yep. I think everybody should kick first. You know, the second half is when you really have come together to learn what the other team has done. The second half, you know, sometimes it's a motivational booster, a quick little kickstart to kind of get you back in it if you're down, or maybe put the final nail in the coffin to start off with a quick drive. I don't know, there's just so many things that are much more important in the third quarter than they are the first quarter.
Let's talk about the national anthem real quick.
The Madrigals are a select group of upper school students that perform at a variety of shows, several concerts and ceremonies throughout the year. They have toured extensively around the world, and this year they will perform at Carnegie Hall in New York City. Ladies and gentlemen, the Madrigals.
So proudly we
some football.
And a beautiful job by the Austin Saints Madrigal team. I was a Madrigal in high school.
I believe we're going to perform at Carnegie Hall.
That's amazing.
You know, get to Carnegie Hall, right?
Right, yeah. Be a Madrigal for the Austin Saints. Yeah, it's great that a lot of these kids get a chance to travel.
Oh, yeah. That's a great experience they get to have in high school, especially get to play at Carnegie Hall.
Yeah, that's pretty amazing.
It's really amazing.
I think every 3 years they just send the band and the choir to Disney from high school. So we sang at Disney during the cold, and nobody stood there and watched except the parents.
Yeah.
So Carnegie Hall, yeah, it definitely trumps almost any story that I know about from traveling.
Kicking duties for the Saints. Number 10, Sam Flay, back with number 7, Jimmy Garda, to return for the Hawks.
So I'm not sure if you guys had a chance to hear the starting lineup earlier, but we'll go through that now for you guys. So number 2, Jake Callahan, the sophomore. Number 3, Jacob Hurst, the junior. Number 4, Thompson Renner, the senior. Number 5, Sam Zapalak, the junior. Number 6, Jason Layton, sophomore. Number 7, Fabio Lapietra, junior. Number 10, George Breckwalt, junior as well. Number 11, Roman Rowan. Roman Rowan, man, he might be doing he might be a DJ one day. He might be broadcasting. You never know. Roman Rowan. Roman Rowan is a junior as well. Number 12, Michael Thomas. Hey, Michael Thomas. There's also a famous football player named Michael Thomas. I'm sure he knows that. He too plays wide receiver. I bet he already has a Michael Thomas jersey. Call it a hunch. Let's see. The senior Michael Thomas. Number 13, Cade Kilbride, sophomore. 14, Chris Mabel, one of your captains tonight. Number 15, Ben Lede, the junior. Number 16, Parker Benningfield, the freshman. Hey, we got a couple of freshmen on the roster. Heck yeah. Number 16, Parker Benningfield, freshman as well. Number 17, William Goodman. Number 19, Gavin Rientes, a freshman. Number 20, June Shim. Number 22, Sawyer Staylock. Number 24, Ethan Alfonso, sophomore. Number 25, Solomon Starks. Number 29, Patrick Wilson. Patrick Wilson is also a famous actor. Been in quite a few good movies. I'm going to keep going through this roster here as we've already done our kickoff. Kind of let you guys know who all is seniors and they'll be last year to play. But we'll keep this going. Number 40 is David Houston. Number 44, Timothy Bridgman. Number 52, Corey Robinson. 55, Edward Wu. Number 56, Jackson Owens. Number 60, Kenny Flores. Number 62, Malcolm Burns. Number 64, Dan Sabra. Number 69, Robert McDougall. And McDougall, excuse me. Number 70, Watson Tao. Number 73, Chase Bratton. Number 75, Oscar Humphrey III. Number 79, Henry Bardisell. And number 87, Owen Earthman. And throughout the game, I'll definitely be sure to recognize the seniors for what will be their last season to enjoy this great game of high school football. So we have 3rd and 4 for the Hawks now. And they line up with 3 receivers on the right, 1 on the left. Bit of a screen pass for a first down.
Very briefly executed screen pass there. He looked back to his left at first.
And that's number 9, the senior for Larman.
He looked back to his right. He was able to get just enough of the first down, almost 40.
So I'm looking at the roster for the Hawks, and they have quite the amount of seniors. So it'll be a run up the middle for about a gain of 14 or 15. It will be another first down.
Gets the ball into Saints territory.
Run right up the gut. On the 45-yard line. They're in Saints territory now.
Okay, here we go. 1st and 10. And it's going to be an option. The quarterback will keep it and run to the left. And he is all the way down the sideline. He will be so close. He was almost stopped around the 5, but that will be a touchdown.
However, there is a flag on the play.
Take a look at that flag. It might be coming back.
Normally there's a flag on the play. You can hope for holding. I'm not able to see the hand signal of the ref.
Illegal block in the back.
Illegal block in the back on the offense. There we go. So the touchdown will be called back.
We will replay first down.
And that is huge for the Austin Saints. Not only is it you don't want to be down 7 points right away, you also don't want it to be from a 45-yard run either.
Oh,
so.
yeah.
So here we go, illegal block in the back by the Hawks. And we're going to repeat first down. So we're still in Austin Saint territory. And they're going to line up in a single back. And it's going to be a quick wide out pass to the receiver, number 11, Ben Sanford. So not quite the first down, so.
Actually, no, I think there's the first down.
They are going to move the chains, okay.
It's like it's right on the 35. They got just enough.
And they line up again with 3 on the right and 1 on the left there. Boom, and there we go. He decided to try and keep it once more for a quarterback keeper. He ran for a touchdown last time when he decided to do that play. He got called back, but this time it is a sack. That's right, the Saints get to him.
It's a great job penetrating there by the Saints. They were ready for it that time. They've been running on him a lot. They finally were able to get back there and bring him down for a loss of, looks like 2 yards.
And that was the senior, number 56, Jackson Owens, who was able to get through the line there. Oh, no, here we go. They messed up the snap. He bobbles a little bit. Now he's running. And there will be offside call.
They're offside. They look call. Actually, it's a false start.
Oh, false start, yes.
That's actually a little bit lucky there for the Hawks because they fumbled that snap. That would have been a much worse of a loss. So, kind of got a little bit of a break there.
They did luck out for about 3 or 4 yards there. He was about 9 yards back.
Yeah, definitely.
Scrambling, getting ready to be tackled. But still, a false start is better than offside, so we will definitely take that penalty.
2nd and 18 now.
And a screen pass. Roll out to the left there.
It's a perfectly executed screen pass there by the Hawks. Great job by the QB, being very patient. All those Saints running right in his face.
Brings up 3rd down and 17. Check that, 3rd down and 7.
All right, here we go, 3rd and 7, so a big stop here.
And once again, they find themselves to the 3rd down.
And once more, the quarterback will keep it. He runs up the middle. He will get the yardage. And he is finally brought down for about a gain of 16.
That quarterback can run. He's banging into everybody and he's able to just keep picking it up. In the red zone now.
So far, quite the run game from the Hawks, and short passes only. You might want to look for them to try for the end zone here.
I would think so.
And again, another short pass.
Garda's pass hauled in by Sam Clay. Brought down by number 13, Cade Kilbride.
Like they're able to get the first down. So now it'll be 1st and goal for the Hawks.
1st and goal for the Hawks.
Just barely. All right, here we go. 1st and goal. Quarterback will keep it one more time.
Garda up the middle with it down near the goal line, just short. 2nd down and goal coming up for the Hawks.
And he is brought down by number 7, Jimmy Garda.
Trying to do a little hurry-up offense there for the Hawks, and they just a little bit short of the goal line.
Hand off to number 8, but the Saints are all over it. Oh, but I don't know. They're trying to say touchdown.
Touchdown, Hawks.
Oh, my goodness.
So a little confusion on the field. We're seeing touchdown by one ref and maybe a flag from another, so I'm not really sure what's happening.
I'm a little bit confused, too.
Yeah, no, they're going to definitely stay and keep that a touchdown. So that will be a score for the Hawks, run up the middle. And that handoff was to number 8, Harry Crutcher.
Evan Anderson on for the point after try for the Hawks.
Extra point is good.
And the point will be good. So the Hawks go up 7-0, and that's okay. They had the ball first drive. But like I said, we deferred after we won the coin toss. So we'll be looking for the Hawks, for the Saints to be getting the ball in the second half. But the Hawks, like I said, are up 7-0 right now. So basically with that drive, it came down to the Hawks had a great running game and the short pass game. The running game is so important, and I'll break down a little bit of that strategy later on of why the run game is so important. But the run game is important to establish it early on as well. So something that the Hawks have done so far is run the ball pretty well that first drive. Once we get a lockdown on that and stop that run a little bit, force them to maybe make a few mistakes in the pocket and hopefully try for more throws. And we'll see how the next drive goes.
The line judge is Richard Dwayne. Back judge is Stephen Williams.
Able to run down the field as quick as they
We've
could
got Robert Hood, Eddie Ortiz, and Levi Bridges.
Let's see. We'll see an onside kick here.
As I said earlier, I had a chance to talk with some of the coaching staff. One of the coaches, Dean Molman, he is a special teams coach, and he was the one telling me to be looking for crazy trick plays just like this one. So basically what happened, the Hawks were in a huddle at first, and then they started scrambling around doing some pretty crazy fancy footwork, and they ended up doing a short squib kick.
Looks like they were prepared, though.
So they were, yeah. He said the important thing about special teams and the trick plays and the onside kicks is execution, and the only way you get execution is by running those plays over and over again. And that's what he did. He said we're hoping to take advantage of them trying tricky plays, onside kicks and whatnot. And just like Coach Molman said, we're looking to get some great field position out of it. And sure enough, the field position, they are already on the 45. And they're going to start off in which looks like a single back formation here. And they have lined up 2 on the left, 1 on the right. Little play action, fake handoff. And incomplete pass intended for number 4, Thompson Renner.
Just a bit high.
2nd and 10 for the Saints.
So we're now looking at 2nd and 10 for the Saints. Number 10, the junior George Breckwalt, starting quarterback. In the shotgun formation now. And there will be a handoff, but he's still fighting.
Bridgman fighting for yards.
Back to the line of scrimmage, maybe lost a yard. That's about it.
Short loss on the play, 3rd down and 11 coming up for the Saints.
That's number 44, Timothy Bridgman, with the run attempt, but he will be brought down for a loss of, it looks like,
a 1 yard loss.
1 yard line, yeah, so they counted the forward motion here, but here we go. And they line up now, 2 on the left and 2 on the right. Beautiful pass to the sideline there to number 13. And that's Cade Kilbride, the sophomore. Number 13 with about a 13-yard gain, so it seems fitting. And that will be a first completed pass for the Saints, and a beautiful one it was.
They're in Hawks territory now.
All right, here we go. 1st and 10 now on the 43. They line up 2 on the left, 1 on the right. And he rolls out to his left, a deep pass here.
Breckwald's pass intended for number 12, Michael Thomas. Falls incomplete.
Michael Thomas, a senior, jousting up there with a little jump battle.
Incomplete pass brings up 2nd down and 10.
So that will be an incomplete pass. We have 2nd and 10 now.
The Saints are passing early and often in this game. They've only attempted 1 run and 3 passes so far. That's a trend that will continue.
Well, one thing about the run is something you really can never truly abandon. I know a lot of times people are wondering, maybe in the 4th quarter a team might be down by so many scores. Why are we still trying to run the ball? That really just sets up the play. Oh, here we go. He's going to keep it. He's going to run to his right.
Breckwald calls his own number and is around the right-hand side.
And Breckwald might have moved the chains. I don't know. Yeah, here we go. They're going to call 1st down.
1st and 10 Saints.
A beautiful keeper there by number 10, Breckwald. And the junior will get the first down for the Saints.
Both teams moving the ball very well so far in this first quarter.
Yeah, like you said, you want to see how the Saints are going to answer, and so far they're answering back pretty well. I don't think they've reached third down yet.
They did on their opening possession, on their opening part.
That's right. Take that back. You're
right.
Take that back. Once they got moving, they haven't reached third down. So since then, you're right.
Up the middle.
Bridgman moving the pile. Takes the run around the right-hand side.
So hand off to Bridgman to the right.
I think that Hawks player may have taken the ball out of his hand, but they're going to rule him down.
Second down.
So he was down before the strip.
Coming up for the Saints.
And we are already going to call another play as quickly as we can here. Keep the momentum going. But going back to what I was saying, you never want to really abandon the run because it really sets it up for play action. Play action meaning the fake handoff and things like that. And it just, eventually if you're just passing all the time, all your linebackers are playing back. It seems like a lot of your safeties and corners are playing forward, and that just leads to more interceptions later. So, yeah, the run is super important because there's so many great passing plays that come off of a fake handoff and a play action. And a wide-out pass to number 12, almost a screen pass. Michael Thomas, the senior, will get the first down.
Down near the 20.
Oh, no, they're going to call it just a little short, it looks like. Ah, there we go. Let's move those chains. That's what I'm talking about.
First and 10 Saints.
And that puts them in the red zone. Maybe a little bit short. They're trying to answer as quickly as they can.
So we have first and 10 on about the 21. And a great last-second effort there to fight for the extra yardage to get that first down by the senior Michael Thomas. Breckwalt's going to roll out to his right. And he aims for Thomas again right around the goal line. Just incomplete.
Number 10, Sam Clay on the coverage for the Hawks.
I still like that throw, though. He was covered pretty well. You don't want to really try and hit the guy in the numbers when he's covered that well. You want to try and throw a pass where he can extend his hands.
Only his guy can catch it.
Exactly. So it's actually a very smart play by Breckwalt to still try and go for it and make something happen, but not force it.
You see difference in offensive styles. The Hawks, they were doing little short ball control passes. The Saints, they're trying to throw the ball down the field.
So far it's working, though.
Yeah.
Two really good passes.
See what they do here on 2nd and 10.
So last time they went for the end zone. Let's see what they do. And once more going to roll out to his right. Oh, no. Intended for number 5 there. Zapalak.
Number 5, Sam Zapalak.
So incomplete there.
Taking him right in the hands there. Tough thing to catch, though.
3rd down and 10 coming up for the Saints.
So 3rd and 10, a lot of times on 3rd and 10, you can look for a passing play.
Good. You could surprise him with the run, too.
That's one beautiful thing about high school football. You really can get away with some great option plays.
Oh, definitely.
That do more than just move the chains and get you the 10 yards. So they're going to line up 2 on the left there and 1 wide on the right. And a screen pass to Thompson, number 4.
In the screen pass. Looks like a gain of about 7 on the play.
They're not going to give
so he's going to be about 2 or 3 yards shy of the first down. It will be 4th and 2, 4th and 3 maybe.
And 4 coming up for the Saints.
Now question time, what do you do here?
So going back to talking about that modern style of football that we're seeing now, especially in high school, you see a lot of teams going for it on 4th. You see a lot of teams now onside kicking. So it's one of those things where, I mean, the math works out.
Definitely
and
does.
as you see right now, we're about to go for it. Here we go, 4th and 3rd, I believe, maybe 4th and 4th. And you can feel and hear the energy from the crowd right now. Breckwalt, oh, they were chasing them. They showed blitz. But a little bit of a dump pass. And that is the first down. Heck yeah.
What a great.
They were all in Breckwalt's face. They got. I mean, he was literally basically the prey of a manhunt. And dump pass to number 4 there, Thompson Renner.
He just barely got that one out of his hands and was almost dropped. What a great effort.
Actually, a great catch as well by Renner. It was a little bit low. He had to catch it around his knees because, like I said, Breckwalt was running for his life when he threw that one off. So far, I'm really liking the patience and the steady calm that Breckwalt has. He has guys in his face, but he's still looking down the field the entire time, waiting for his receiver. Once we've already shown that he threw it a little bit outside, that way his receiver can try to reach for it, which is great. You don't want, like I said, you don't want to hit him in the numbers every time when he's being covered.
Definitely.
And then just now, even though that guy was in space the entire time, he waited until Renner had a chance to break off even just a little bit, even just a few inches to get open. And again, threw it right in front of Renner to catch him on the lead and already on the run.
Tonight is homecoming for St.
I believe that was the end of the quarter.
Definitely stick around for the homecoming parade at halftime. And we want to give a big welcome for all our Spartan alumni athletes.
We're going to start the second quarter here.
Excited for Reunion 2018, which is taking place between September 21st and 23rd.
So far, I'm liking what I'm seeing with the Saints offense.
To include programming that will pique the interest of Spartans of all ages. From the block party to sporting events.
Like you said, Brian, they're definitely passing more than running.
Definitely, and it's working out for them so far.
But eventually, play action doesn't work anymore if you also don't run the ball. I'm actually a big fan of passing more than running, but like I said, you need both. You gotta have a balance.
For sure.
But we have 1st and goal right now on about the 9-yard line. After a beautiful dump pass to Renner, number 4. He had to fight for that yardage too, believe me. So, great effort by Breckwalt to Renner. Both guys.
Great drive here by the Saints.
So here we go, shotgun formation. Oh, a little shovel pass once more, and that's going to be to Renner.
Number 4, Thompson Renner. Down to about the 3-yard line, 2nd and goal.
And once more, number 4, Thompson Renner, he is eating these guys alive with these little passes going up the middle.
Definitely.
Shovel pass here, a dump pass there. Those are yards. Those are first downs. And we're now that much closer to a score. We're 2nd and 4. 2nd and goal on the 4-yard line. Number 15, Ledake, will come into the game here.
Renner keeps it himself. Short gain up the middle. Down to the 3.
So
Third down
Renner
and
actually
goal.
takes that snap, and he'll keep that one. It's
like
a fake handoff to
Bridgman
for a second there. But they will get bundled up in the middle for a stop. All right, here we go now. 3rd and 4 still. 3rd and goal here on the 4-yard line.
Let's see if we've seen our screen pass. Maybe a little shovel.
And a floater right up the middle. Oh, no.
Knocked out of his hands at the last
Wow.
second. Great defense there by the Hawks.
It was a beautiful play, a beautiful floater.
Nice defense by the Hawks there.
Number 14, Chris Mabley, the receiver.
Bring up 4th and goal.
But the moment it was in his hands, he got hit. So it was actually a great play by the defense as well.
It looks like we're going to see the old school style, if you want to call it that, but the kicker's going to come in.
And it looks like Coach Stewart is going to take advantage of getting the 3 points here and not going to go for it. So, but that really was a beautiful play, a beautiful pass. But hey, what can you do? That was also a great hit right at the last second.
And that kick is up.
And that's number 16, Parker Benningfield, the freshman.
And no good.
That is disappointing if you're the Saints.
Here atop the second
And that will be a
quarter,
no-good kick. So, yeah, from here, it looked like it went over there in the uprights on the left side, but I guess not.
Yeah, it's disappointing after that great drive you had there not to come away with points. But just a lot to take away from that there, moving the ball effectively very well the entire time.
And we want to thank our opponents.
We'll call that drive a moral win.
Moral win, definitely.
That's how we say that. It really was, though. They had great execution. Even when they went on 4th, they had guts. They were already in kicking range. They could have, went forward on 3, a good 20 yards back. But no, they wanted to go for it. They wanted to test it out, and they were actually successful. So so far they've done a great job, even though they will walk away with no points on that drive.
You look at anything from this, now the Hawks have to start on their own 5-yard line.
And it is a beautiful thing, so we'll see if they... I'm looking for them to maybe see a quarterback keeper on this one. Possible screen pass, but I don't know. We'll see. We'll see what happens.
It's like moved up to the 25 or the 20.
So they're moving the ball to where the ball was kicked from, but I don't think it was kicked from the 20-yard line.
Not sure what's going on there.
I don't understand what's happening here, but for some reason they got to walk up to the 20.
And he's going to be taken off.
And like I said, it was a quarterback keeper.
Will he catch him? No.
Number 7 for the Hawks goes all the way in for the
So, yeah, like I was saying, probably quarterback keepers who are going to see on that first play.
You called it.
And unfortunately, he will take it to the house.
80-yard run.
But there was so much confusion right then and there. We're still trying to figure out why they walked up to the 20 when they were about to start on the 4. So I'm so confused. But they didn't even kick the ball from the 20.
Yeah, I'm a little bit confused by that one. It might be a new rule that I'm unaware of, but I now scores Hawks 13, Saints nothing, pending the extra point.
Interesting.
Kick is up and through, so it's 14.
I am still baffled, folks. So basically a recap of what happened just in the last 45 seconds of football here. So we missed the kick, which is fine. We were on the 4-yard line. The spot where the ball was kicked from was nowhere near the 20. But for some reason, they line up on the 4 after the 4th down turnover. The Hawks look like they're about to start on the 4. And next thing you know, the entire both teams, they're moving the ball all the way to the 20. And I got to tell you, everybody here in the booth and everybody in the stands, we are crazy confused. And the coaching staff wasn't happy about that on the sidelines either. And then that after moving the ball to the 20, everybody's still looking around, still a little bit baffled and all the confusion. They run a quick play, quarterback keeper. He runs it right up the middle, takes it all the way to the house. So
that makes the score 14-0. Let's see if the Hawks try to do some trickery here. You see him attempt a short kick already. Let's see if they can try another one. Looks like the scoreboard's finally been turned on. Looks like it was having some issues earlier.
So here we go, kickoff now. Hawks lead 14-0.
Michael Thomas to return for the
We were in the end zone twice, actually, close to scoring, but just out of the reach of the receivers, incomplete passes. And great coverage by the Hawks.
Definitely.
But we were so close to scoring. Believe me when I tell you, we marched down the field pretty well that first drive. So if we can keep that that hunger up, keep that momentum, and not let this last weird, confusing play get us down.
For sure. It's like the referee's waiting for the clock to be set. Well, while they're getting that situated, we're going to take just a quick break here. So you're listening to, was it against St. Stephen's? Was it again?
No, we're going to call it SAS football. Yeah, but we are definitely the Austin Saints here. Broadcasting live from St. Stephen's tonight. We're going to be broadcasting all season long from St. Stephen's and St. Andrews, as well as when we do the Houston schools. We have a different crew that's going to be with you. But for this season, all the home games will be from St. Andrews and St. Stephen's. Yes. So pretty fun to do both stadiums.
All right, folks.
We're actually going to go ahead and skip that break. It seems like we finally got the scoreboard situated with the clock here. And we're about to kick off.
It's amazing me those referees can keep track of the time. That's the scoreboard, because I was completely lost.
Still trying to figure out the kickoff here. Not really sure what's happening. But like I said, 14. The Hawks go up. Still a lot of football to be had, though, as we have about 9 minutes left here in the second quarter. So far, we only really had a chance to see the defense from the Saints on one drive. So
that's true, and they looked pretty good in the goal line situation.
But offense definitely already looked pretty good. So I'm looking forward to this next drive. I think we're going to be pretty successful and get some points on the board. And a bit of a short, kind of a squib kick down the left side. And that's number 5.
Zapalak on the return.
Zapalak will return.
23-yard line where the Saints will take over.
And he gets about 8 yards.
Tried to run up to it and catch it and just barely missed it.
Okay, here we go. So a lot to build on from that last drive. We actually moved the ball really well. We were all ready to score, actually. But we were in the zone twice, just out of our reach. But we got all the way to the 4-yard line and unfortunately a missed field goal attempt. But here we go. A lot to build on. And I think we're going to see another pretty exciting drive here from the Saints. Shotgun formation. You're going to line up 2 on the left and 1 on the right, and here we go. Hand off up the middle. And that's Bridgman for a gain of about 4, I believe.
Gain of 3 on the play brings up 2nd and 7.
So we're going to call it gain of 3. We now have 2nd and 7 on the 26-yard line. Play action. He's going to keep it rolling to his right. A nice wide out pass there to number 4, Renner.
Another good gain there on those little short passes.
First and 10, Saints.
So far, Renner is coming through with these short passes. It's not just enough to really catch the ball and get that completion, but he's getting that yardage afterwards. Definitely. So the yards after catch is huge right now for Renner.
It's good to pick up that yak.
And he is a big reason why we are moving the chains tonight. And we line up with 2 on the left and 1 wide on the right again. Handoff up the middle.
Timothy Bridgman up the middle for the
Bridgman
Saints.
gains about 2 yards.
Hawk tacklers brought down after a gain of 2.
Tried to move that pile there, been unsuccessful. A little short gain. I think I can move it forward a bit more. Maybe about half a yard.
So it looks like they're going to call it 3 yards. So we have 2nd down, 7 yards now. And we are almost in Hawks territory once we move the chains. Oh, no, that looks like pass interference to me. Come on, throw the flag. There we go.
They're going to get him for it.
So a beautiful pass intended for number 12, Michael Thomas, the senior, but the guy was on his back, literally like
really much
wearing the defender as a backpack on his back.
Him, looks like, so they're going to hard moving the flag.
Yeah, he tackled him about 3 seconds too early.
Call is pass interference against the Hawks. That's a 15-yard penalty. 1st and 10, Saints.
So just to reassure that pass interference call, 1st down, and we are now in Hawks territory.
Looking for a different result this time.
And he's going to fake handoff and keep it with a run up the middle for a gain of about maybe 2.
Really had nowhere
Actually,
to go there.
yeah, probably no gain here.
44, Lucas Watt.
We get back to the line of scrimmage, maybe lost a yard,
No
but
gain
that was
on the
about
play.
it.
2nd down and 10.
So they're actually called that a loss of 1 yard. So we have 2nd down and 11 yards to go. But like I said, we are in Hawks territory once again. We line up 2 to the right, 1 to the left. Fake handoff to Bridgman. Oh, a deep pass intended for number 29.
Just overthrown. He had a step on him.
Under a heavy rush from the Hawks defense.
And Patrick Wilson, the junior.
3rd down and 11 coming up.
Maybe one more step could have been there.
I think he just got a little bit of the pressure. He felt people coming in. It was difficult to kind of stay in that pocket and get that ball out of there when people are barreling down, especially for a long pass. So 3rd and 11 now.
I definitely love that they are not afraid to throw the deep ball.
Definitely.
You know, when you have a team like the Hawks, that much size, you know, you guys can get a little tired banging into them all night. So it's kind of nice to not get muscled around, try to fight for that short yardage all the time. So, yeah, so far pretty good job with getting some 1st down passes. And just like that, a slant route up the middle, number 12, Michael Thomas, the senior. And as I was saying, little passes here and there for some great yardage. Another 1st down. They will move the chains. That was 3rd and 11.
What a great catch by the Saints. Falling to the ground, able to pin that one to his body and keep that from coming out.
Beautiful throw by Breckwald. Beautiful catch by Michael Thomas, the senior.
Definitely.
Thomas just knew exactly the yardage he needed to get that first down, and he fell on it right away. So great execution right there to move the chains. A little bit of a high snap, but Breckwald's able to grab it.
Ball's on the ground. Let's see who has it.
I think that might be
the Hawks say
a
they have
turnover.
it.
Let's see. It's a little bit of a fumble.
They stay in a roll to keep the clock rolling.
Here we go. Saints have recovered. Nice.
Lucky break there.
So it was a high snap. He was able to jump up and grab it, but he was still kind of bobbling as he came down to the ground. And then he took a pretty hard hit, Breckwald. But somebody in the pile was able to dive on it and save it, and we still keep the recovery and keep the possession. So, but we now have a second down, 11 yards to go.
Situation we were in before. Let's see if this time they're going to throw it down the field, try to get one in the end zone.
And the pass to the sideline there, incomplete, intended for number 13.
Looks like it was underthrown, maybe just a tad.
That's Kilbride, the sophomore.
Ball's just incomplete. Brings up third down and 11 for the Saints.
So 3rd and 11 once more. Last time it was 3rd and 11. It was a beautiful pass to move the chains.
Looking for a similar result here.
If nothing else, they at least want to make sure they get in more of a kicking range. Right now we are on about the 30.
Do a very long kick from there.
Which means, add tack on yards to that. You're talking about a 40-something yard kick. So easier said than done, trust me. So if nothing else, at least look for them to get some yardage no matter what.
He's going to take it himself.
He's going to hold the ball, keep it himself, run up the middle. Breckwald for a gain of about 5,
on the play.
Maybe about 6 or 7 yards there.
So when they were in this situation last time, they went for it on 4th down. They did not elect to kick it. It'd be a long kick from here.
About 4th and 6 coming up for the Saints.
It looks like they're going to keep the offense out in the field.
So 4th down, we're going to go for it once more. We were successful last time on 4th down when we went for it.
Yeah, we're 1 for 1 so far tonight.
And last time on 4th, we did a short, little bit of a dump pass, as the Hawks have been showing blitz almost all night.
Oh yeah.
So they're definitely coming for Breckwald, but he's not losing his cool, man. He's staying in the pocket. He's still looking down the field, watching his receivers. And speaking of, Breckwald rolls out to his right. We have a flag on the play.
The pass was intercepted by the Hawks.
Pass intercepted by number 5 for the Hawks. He's still running. They will bring him down around the 30. But let's see what this flag is.
Might be a hold.
Probably a holding call, yeah, more than likely on offense. But let's hope. Let's hope it's something defensively here.
He's pointing to the other team, holding.
Yeah, they're going to say holding on offense, and of course the Hawks will decline that play.
So first turnover of the night by either team. They're going to take over now.
So not sure how well some of you fans at home listening know about football, but anytime a penalty is called, you have a chance to decline or accept it when you're the opposing team. And believe me, when the team throws an interception and you catch the ball, yeah, you want to keep that change of possession if you're going to decline that call. So just so you know, most people do kind of know that, but there's a lot of people that are a little new to the sport. Maybe they don't understand the little small details, but yeah,
good to do.
You have the option to accept or decline a penalty when you are the opposing coach. I know guys at home are like, duh. all the fans at home are like, we know this already.
But just in case someone didn't know, it's always good to let.
We always want new fans, not just for K-Mag, not just for the Saints, but hey, new fans of football as well. So they're going to keep it with a run up the middle. So 2 heartbreaking turnovers for the Saints in their own territory. They were in scoring position twice, the red zone once. Unfortunately, the first time they turned it over was just a missed field goal. And this time was a holding call on a pass attempt on 4th down.
This time they were able to get to him. Try to do another
So another run up the middle, but this time we will stop them. It's a great job of the Saints.
Hawks run up the middle, stop short.
They're going to give them the forward progress.
Chris Madeley leading the charge for the Saints.
The Saints have yet to stop the Hawks on 3rd down.
Coming up for the Hawks.
This is a big play right here.
So 3rd and 2. I'm looking for maybe an option play here. No, he's going to stay in the pocket and throw it out there. Again, it's going to be another screen pass, though. Lots of blockers. He's able to fight and tumble and spin for more yardage. And that will be a gain for the first down and then some.
Great run there by the wide receiver, able to stay on his feet.
Well, it's amazing he was already falling in that momentum while stumbling. You know how you go to trip and stumble and you keep going in that direction before you finally fall? Yeah, that definitely worked out in his favor.
Most of the time I just fall on the ground.
So here we go, they're moving the chains. Moving the ball down the field. They are now in Saints territory. A little bit of once more a screen pass to the left, almost a dump pass.
Number 11,
very similar play as the last play. You were correct there.
So when I mention screen passes, a lot of times it's a pass that goes almost straight to the side. So instead of throwing down the field already looking for yardage upon the catch, it's actually a pass that's a lot of times behind the line of scrimmage, but all the receivers are lined up and tight ends are lined up to be blockers. So a lot of times when you see 3 or 4 players lined up on the on one side to more than the other, they do what's called a screen pass, and that means you're going to throw it lateral, kind of parallel to the to where they already are, and they're going to fight for that yardage. So that's what we mean by screen pass. Little short passes straight to the side, not looking down the field just yet. You're hoping to run and gain blockers as you move and fight for that extra yardage. And they will sack him in the backfield for a loss of about 3 or 4.
Third and a very long. About 16, I think.
So here we go. 3rd and 16 for the Hawks. Great job by the Saints on this little possession here.
It's a very big play for the Saints, trying to get the ball back with just a little over 2 minutes left to go.
So making a few subs here. Number 15 and number 4 come in the game. That's going to be Renner and Lede. Looking for a deep pass down the left side. Nowhere near the receiver. Thrown behind. Incomplete pass. We're looking at 4th and 16 now.
You were mentioned earlier the Hawks are a tricky team. And in this situation...
Well, like I said, I had a chance to talk to Dean Mullman, and he said he's ready for that.
Yeah. And this situation, especially where on the field, it makes more sense, I think, to go for it, because if you punt, the ball's more likely to get in the end zone, and if you turn over on downs, you're not really giving up, great field position here, but this is a 4th and long.
4th down and long.
This would be a huge stop for the Saints.
Coming up for the Hawks.
Back it up just 1 more yard.
Even better, they're going to move it back a yard. Okay, here we go. Looks to his left, but it's a throw up the middle. And it almost was a completed pass in a strip, it looked like, but it actually was an incomplete pass, they're going to call it. Either way, it's a stop, and it's our ball. Great job by the Saints. It will be a turnover. This is huge for the Saints, coming off of 2 turnovers themselves, a missed field goal attempt, and then also an incomplete pass, which really was an interception. I don't know, kind of crazy. Something happened there with the holding call. But, yeah, a huge turnover for the Saints as that's huge for momentum. Kind of get you back in the game, even though we're not scoring any points just yet. We're still down 14-0.
So a little less than 2 minutes. Let's see what they can do. You're going to see a lot of dump passes here, maybe a few big throws down the field.
So play action fake handoff. Right back to Bridgman, but it's going to be brought down for a loss of about 3.
That pass, but he's met immediately.
The clock keeps on running. 1:45 and moving.
Number 55, Alex Banul on the tackle. Loss of 3 brings up 2nd and 13 for the Saints.
So far, no timeout called.
Clock's still moving. 1:30
So at this point, you might want to be looking for them to be throwing a lot more passes and hopefully down the field a little bit more here. No, they're going to head off one more time.
This time up the middle.
Bridgman up the middle.
And he gets back to the line of scrimmage.
The original line of scrimmage.
The original line of scrimmage, yeah. So we'll be a gain of 4.
Clock is still moving.
Shout out to those St. Stephen's Thunder drums, keeping things lively during play here.
All right, here we go. Actually, so we have 3rd and 9 now. And we are still in our own territory on the 36.
Less than 1 minute to go. And they're going to go for
once
another
more
run
handoff.
Bridgman on the hand.
Looks like they might just be trying to run the clock out now at this point.
That's what I'm thinking. It seems like they're not really trying to score.
We got a timeout on the field. Timeout Cistercian.
Cistercian, they want to get the ball back with a chance to score. They're taking their timeouts.
You gotta like this play by Cistercian. I mean, why not?
Yeah,
you know,
definitely some aggressive play calling.
Anytime you ever ask a coach how many points do you want, the answer is always more.
Definitely.
So, I mean, you know, it's a smart play. If you can do 2 more stops and keep calling timeouts, then that might leave them with, I don't know, maybe a good 15, 18 seconds on the clock, something like that.
Yeah.
One good play could put you in kicking territory. So we're going to utilize this timeout, and hopefully the Saints can maybe get together a little strategy, maybe come up with a nice couple of plays and move the ball down the field, and maybe get in kicking territory ourselves. So at least get out of our own territory before we option a punt.
On 4th down here, what do you think they're going to do? You think they might try to throw one deep and see if they can beat them?
Nah, they're definitely about to punt no matter what. So
they're definitely going to punt, you're right.
So a little confused with the clock, the scoreboard again. I thought it was 4th down, but they said 3rd earlier. It definitely is 4th and 9, so they are going to punt.
42 seconds left in the game. Or in this first half, I should say, excuse me.
Nice low punt with some good top spin and forward spin. Yeah, it's going to get a nice roll. Favorable. And it will be the Hawks ball on the 29, 28-yard line in their own territory.
Another thing we're talking about in this modern game, the punting game has become a bit more, trying to find the right word here, but more important. People are paying more attention to that nowadays. And we're starting to see that with the way people are punting and their techniques. And
yeah, you do see a lot more punts to the side now, or looking for the roll, like a low line kick with a lot of roll, instead of looking for the hang time.
Definitely, line drive, trying to.
So here we go, 1st and 10 right now on their own 27. There's 34 seconds left on the clock.
Pass complete.
And a pass down the left, going to be complete for about a game. It's like maybe 7 or 8.
I think he ran out of bounds. The clock was still running.
I thought he went out of bounds, but yeah, they kept the clock going, so we'll see what happens.
They're trying to figure out the clock situation here.
Cistercian already called 1 timeout last drive when they were on defense. I think that was their only timeout they've called so far. So they still have some timeouts left. They have maybe more than 20 seconds on the clock. I don't know. The refs are talking about it right now.
It looks like they're telling them to put the 27 seconds back in the game
Yeah, so
clock.
we're back at 27 seconds.
That's where we are.
All right, here we go. 2nd down, 5 to go. They are around their own 35 in their own territory. And we have 27 seconds left on the clock. So you can look for some big plays here. Big passes, and they're probably at this point just really thinking about getting into field goal range.
But they're going to throw
huge pass up the middle, overthrown.
That was a lucky break there by the Saints. He had his man beat.
Yeah, number 11, that's Sanford for the Hawks. And he definitely had a step.
3rd down and 5.
But it was overthrown. So incomplete pass, that brings up to 3rd and 5 with 22 seconds left on the clock. And it's going to be an option play. He just thought about keeping it, but he does a little bit of a pitch out to his left.
Good job to keep him in bounds.
And the Hawks have it.
And he pitches number 8, Harry Crutcher, it looked like.
David Houston
like
on the
Cistercian's going to take a timeout. 14 seconds
for the
left.
Saints. 1st down and 10
And
coming up.
Cistercian not only moves the chains, but once again they get some pretty big yards. That's what they were looking for. They call another time. No, they didn't. They just stopped the clock to move the chains. Here we go. Clock is running. Oh, intercepted by your very own Saints. There we go. If he goes down, there might be time left on the clock. Yes, there's 1 second left on the clock. So you never know. We might try something miracle here on offense. But that's number 13 for you, Saints. Beautiful job by Kate Kilbride.
Definitely.
For a second there, look how the guy was kind of open up the middle.
He just under.
But Kilbride was reading the quarterback and his eyes the entire time. Almost like a deep QB spy, if you will.
Definitely.
With, how he was doing that play. He was ready for it. So great job by Kilbride. That is huge going into the half. Going to the end of the halftime, going into the third quarter.
Especially
a big stop like that.
Especially since you're going to be receiving the second half kickoff. And it's like the Hawks are going to be down deep.
So I feel like they would want to take a knee here and just kind of run this last second out. No reason to try anything crazy. That's how people get hurt a lot of times.
It's
special
true.
teams and weird little trick plays. So probably maybe try to run the clock out.
Looks like they're lined up for that too. Then the little V formation.
And take a quick knee, run the clock out, and that will bring us to the half. So a quick recap of halftime. We had 2 great chances to score there. We were almost there for a touchdown twice, and then we had a missed field goal attempt. And then we had an interception when we were near the red zone. So we look good on offense, we really do. I know interception in your own territory sounds bad, but believe me when I tell you, there's a lot to build.
Do you love the game of football?
So we're gonna go ahead and take a quick break here for halftime. Like I said, 14-0, the Hawks are up over your Saints. But it's pretty close, folks. Like I said, they're doing a great job on defense and offense, and that's what I love about kicking off and deferring in the first half. We get the ball in the second half, and we have a lot to look forward to. So it should be an exciting drive when we come back here in the second half.
All right, we'll be right back.
Do you love the game of football? Wish you could be part of the action? Then become a wish you could be part of the Austin Football Officials. They actively seeking new members to officiate actively seeking new members to officiate the Austin Football Chapter of TASO. The Austin Football Association of TASO. The Texas Association training program for new members. Provides taught by a crew of veteran officials. New members. These training classes meet each Monday night from July through November and include Monday night from July through November and include class be an ex-player on-field or a coach. You don't need to be an ex-player or a coach to become a great official. As our officials will tell you, working around student athletes at all levels of plus you'll develop lifelong friendships with other officials. You'll develop lifelong friendships with other officials. Officiating football is a great way to officiating football is a great way be a positive role model for student athletes. Be a positive role model for student athletes. Earn additional competitive edge. Austin Football Officials Association. Visit the Austin Football Officials Association online at AF for more information. That's AFOA for more information. That's AFOA.WS.
Hey everybody, it's Brian here. Just letting y'all know, for some reason, that little thing that lets you play all the spots is deciding it does not want to work, so that's why you're just hearing complete silence. So for the time being, if you're still listening and want to hear the ads, I apologize. Just having a little bit of issues with that. So for the time being, I'm going to turn up the crowd mic, and you get to hear what's going on. The crowd's like you can hear the drums going on, so keep it here. We are back.
Okay, thanks to Thunder Drums. So, we'd like to introduce Lawrence Sampleton, our Associate Head of School for Enrollment Management and Financial Aid at St. Stephen's, to say a few words in memory of Frank Denius, for whom this football field is named. Guess we'll wait till the drums are done.
And it looks like we're back now. We're able to play spots again. So that's where we'll be, so thanks for sticking with us.
Hey Booster parents, Get Involved is a new all-in-one tool that helps you raise funds, sign up volunteers, collect items, and promote your event or cause. It's never been so easy to get so much done. Forget the multiple volunteer, fundraising, and sign-up lists. It's now all in one. Get involved today at getinvolvedco.com. That's getinvolvedco.com.
We hope you're enjoying tonight's broadcast. And while all of us at the KMAX Sports Network are huge football fans, we broadcast more than just football, you know. In fact, KMAX Sports proudly broadcasts volleyball, girls and boys basketball, softball, baseball, soccer, lacrosse, and more. For more information on how you can help KMAX Sports broadcast any of those sports, just reach out to Chuck at KMAXSports.com or Merle at KMAXSports.com, or contact that sports booster club directly. KMAX Sports will gladly work with you and the booster clubs to get that team's broadcasts on the air. And if you're a fan of the other team, well, we can broadcast your team's games too. We realize that, yes, even in Texas, there's more to life than just football. KMAX Sports, bringing your teams to you for 14 years.
Hey, if you're still listening, I'm back again. For some reason, the program that lets me play all my sponsors once again, it just keeps shutting down whenever I open it. So I do apologize. It's about 13 minutes left at halftime. So we are going to be, looks like I'm going to turn up the crowd microphone and try to just play that for a little bit. Okay, just going to give one more shot.
Thanks to all the young Spartans that are leading the way. Leading off the parade is our cherished mascot, Martin, the Spartan, also known as St. Martina. Being driven by student government co-sponsor Devani Setti in Jay Patterson's Ranger. The first float is decorated by middle school students featuring a theme of candy shop, and it's driven by the middle school dean, Eileen Wilson. Many thanks to the bookstore for the use of their golf carts. Here come the freshman float featuring a theme of Disney and driven by Michael Oberly. Many thanks to the Oberly family for the use of their golf carts. Next in line is the sophomore float, sporting a theme of soft serve. Special thanks to the Delora family for donating their cards, and to the upper school English teacher, Andy Aceves, for drive-in. Just look at the junior float with the theme of Juicy Juniors, driven by our head of school, Chris Gunnan. And thanks to the Gunnan family for the use of their carts. Freeman House leader Alex Cox is back up if Chris Gunnan can't make it, so we're not sure who's there. And here come our seniors with the theme of royalty. King of the Hill, driven by the English teacher and upper school dean, Ben Hines. Thank you to the admissions office for the use of their card and for admitting these creative kids many years ago. St. Stephen's, King of the Hills. Not many know that Ben Hines was also a Spartan back in the day. Class of '88, I think. And what St. Stephen's football event wouldn't be the same without Coach Pascal there down on the track. Yay, Coach Pascal! And there's former SBC champion coach Lamont King.
Here they come, folks. Welcome them back. Your Austin Saints.
All right, everybody, welcome back to Austin Saints football. We're here for the second half now. We're about to get underway here in just under a minute. A quick recap. By the way, this is Dallin and Brian here with K-Max Sports coming to you live from St. Stephen's High School. One thing I'd like to point out is we're going to be broadcasting from St. Stephen's and also St. Andrews different times throughout the year. So something to keep in mind if you ever want to actually check out a home game, come buy a ticket, maybe come support the boys and check them out from the live bleachers. So just keep that in mind. St. Andrews and St. Stephen's are going to be playing for both schools. But tonight we're broadcasting from St. Stephen's. And a quick recap of the first half. Basically, the Hawks really didn't dominate or muscle anybody around. They are up 14-0. But we had a couple of close chances in the end zone there. The Saints did. And we also had, unfortunately, 2 crucial turnovers. One was a missed field goal attempt. And another one was an interception near the red zone. But only 14-0. We'll see how the second half kind of plays out. I'm really excited that we're getting the ball in the second half, something we were talking about earlier.
Definitely, me too.
About how I like to defer. What about you, Brian? I never did ask you. Are you a fan of deferring or taking the ball?
I'm very much a fan of deferring.
Yeah. Something new we've been seeing in recent decades and recent years from not just at the high school level, but collegiate and professional as well. But yeah, there's something about just having the ball in the second half. It really gives you a little something to look forward to and something to build on. And that's just what the Saints are hoping to do in the second half right now. Like I said, we're only 2 scores down, 2 touchdowns, 14-0. We have the ball right now. We moved the chains pretty well. We got in the scoring position almost every drive that we've done so far. So, again, like I said, should be quite the interesting second half. We'll see what the coaches said to their players to see if they're going to change their game style, and maybe we'll see the adaptation of both teams. Maybe they learned something in the first half about one another.
For sure.
And we'll see what kind of adjustments that they make.
If I were the Saints, I would say watch out for an onside kick here, because if I were the Hawks, this would be a perfect time to bust out a true onside kick.
And number 12, Michael Thomas, back deep.
Going back to when I was talking about the coaching staff, let me know earlier, they are already planning for a lot of tricky special teams plays, and especially onside kicks from the Cistercian Hawks tonight. And sure enough, they've onside kicked or done a squib almost every time. A lot of squibs so far. A squib kick is a short kick that's not really an onside kick, but it's not a deep kick either. And a lot of times a squib, you can catch the receiving team either off their game a little bit, maybe bobbling the ball around. But they're going to kick it deep this time.
There's no one back there to receive it.
And that will be right back in the end zone for a touchback.
Into the end zone for a touchback. Austin Saints will take over first down and 10.
This season, so he's going to come back to the 25-yard line. It'd be interesting to see here how well they move the ball, because they were moving it so effectively in the first half, the Saints were. But like third possession, they were unable to really get anything going.
So far, we're doing pretty well in passing. The run game is yet to really kick in gear. But as I was saying earlier, you never want to abandon the run game, because that just turns into interception and incomplete pass and left and right. So the run game sets up play action. Play action meaning the fake handoff. And so many plays are developed from that play action. So again, you can never truly abandon the run, no matter how far ahead or down you are. And we have a flag thrown here.
Delay of game. Penalty.
Delay of game for the Saints there.
5-yard penalty. Going to be first down and
coming
15.
right off of the kickoff.
Yeah, not something you normally see the first play coming into a half, but I guess they're trying to work a few things out, maybe get situated. It's better than making a bad play. It's better than not having your guys in the right spot or knowing the right routes.
Makes it first and 15. Oh my goodness!
And thrown into double coverage, number 13 goes up for it. That's Cade Kilbride.
He almost came up with that one.
He did. He outjumped both the defenders there. But it will be incomplete. Cade Kilbride getting it done on both ends of the ball tonight. Had a beautiful interception to end the half. just about 25 minutes ago, which very easily could have led to another field goal, or excuse me, a field goal, which would be more points for the Hawks. But no, it was a great stop, great interception. Kilbride.
Middle, met by a gang of tacklers.
But another run up the middle.
Number 77, Nate Sanchez, leading the way for the Hawks.
Timothy Bridgman will be brought down.
Looking at another third and long here for the Saints.
So we have 3rd and 14 now for the Saints. Not the outing I'm sure that Coach Stewart was hoping for. Coming into the 3rd quarter. And here we go. He is looking deep to number 13. Oh, no. And Kilbride almost comes up with it again, but pretty good coverage.
And that incompletion brings up
he was just underthrown a little bit. He had to come back to catch it, and that's what made that corner able to come in and bat that ball down.
And we will set up to punt the ball. So we have 4th down and 14 to go. We're going to be punting. The ball right now, we are technically on the 21, but it looks like it's going to be punting from around the 15. So let's hope that the weather holds up. I'm seeing flashes of lightning southwest of us, and they look like about 3 or 4 miles away. But no rain yet, just a little bit of mist here and there. So a beautiful punt all the way back to the 45-yard line in Hawks territory. And they will do a signal for a fair catch.
Want to take this time to shout out our Saints cheerleaders.
The Saints have been, since they've had their opportunity to move the football, they've had people wide open. They just cannot seem to connect on that big play.
Blanca Rodriguez, Heather Long.
Yeah, the routes are there, and the receivers are doing pretty well, even though they're covered most of the time. They also can still come up with the ball. So, again, we really got to establish that run game. And that might help buy the quarterback a little bit more time when it comes time to throw those deep passes.
All right, 1st and 10 now for the Hawks.
And they will keep it run up the middle. And a quarterback keeper for a gain of about 14. So he gets the chains moved and then some.
Keeping the ball himself into
Hawks are doing a very good job of running the football, especially in that little read option play.
Nice. And that is Lede coming in. Stop in the backfield.
Now bring up 2nd down and long for the Hawks.
But not this time. They weren't able to run this time. Able to get back there. What a great job.
So a loss of 3. It is now 2nd and 13. And they have a man in motion. And that man in motion will take a quick shovel pass. That's number 10. So a bit of a wide receiver screen.
10,
almost a reverse.
Takes it out beyond the yard to gain. 1st and 10 Hawks.
It's kind of similar how they started the game, the Hawks did. They just took the ball and just be able to run it down the field for a score.
So far the Hawks are getting big plays, but they're not really getting deep passes. That's the thing. They're doing so well with these short passes, shovel passes, dump passes, screens, things like that, and even quarterback keepers. So we got to really do something to stop that yardage from being maintained after the catch and after
Garda up the middle.
After the keep as well. But again, one more keeper. Garda goes up the middle.
Hawks are just executing so well on all their play calls. They have all the blockers available. They're just so patient to get all those to get those big plays.
And it seems like they're calling plays pretty quickly, so they're definitely taking advantage of this momentum that they have right now. But that's number 8. I believe that's Crutcher.
Harry Crutcher up the middle.
Right now the Saints have no answer.
Down inside the 10-yard line.
The run up the middle will be 1st and goal now.
1st and goal, Cistercian.
Cistercian now has 1st and goal on the 9-yard line. Saints looking for a big stop right here. Hopefully contain them to a kick. If they even go for a kick, so I don't know. That's 3 downs away though. We got 1st and 8 actually, so they're on the 8-yard line. 1st and goal on the 8. One more time. He will keep it and go up the middle. Crutcher will be stopped, though. No, it's Garda, actually. Excuse me. Garda keeps it. So a gain of about 3. Second down and goal, 5 to go.
Second and goal.
He looks off to his right. Almost intercepted as it was a pass up the middle. And that's number 40, Houston.
That was great job there.
Beautiful job breaking up the play. He almost had his hands on it, came up with the interception. But if nothing else, great job breaking up the play. And we now have 3rd and goal, still on the 5-yard line. So play action, a little pass to the right, and that will be a touchdown for the Hawks.
They've been running that screen play to this absolute perfection tonight.
Yeah, so far the Hawks have done well with executing on the short passes to gain big yards after. So far there's no need to throw it deep.
Yeah, definitely. It's got to be, just keep doing what you're doing. So right now score is 20-0.
So as they try for the extra point attempt to go up by 3 scores. And 21 points.
Looks like you got it.
And it is good with 8:49 left in the 3rd quarter. The score, the Cistercian Hawks 21, the Austin Saints 0.
So the Saints find themselves in a bit of a hole here to start the second half. Down by 3 scores. It's definitely still not out of reach for the Saints. They could come back in this one very easily.
So while they're setting up and getting ready for the kickoff, take time to give a shout out to a lot of the staff here. Head coach is Coach Taylor Stewart, and assistant coaches are Terrence Boone, Mark Breedlove, Edward Cantrell, Justin Jones, Dean Molman, Will Powell, Chris Snyder, Brandon Washington, and Damian White. Athletic training staff is Kayla Cortez from St. Andrews, Abby Elliott from St. Andrews, and Liam Forstein from here at St. Stephen's. Team doctor are Texas Orthopedics. And they get ready to kick off here to the Saints. 21-0, they have the lead. Hawks over your Saints. So far, 2 missed opportunities to score by the Saints. We almost had a touchdown and almost had a field goal. But again, they do a pretty good job of moving the chains in the first half and moving the ball. So far, the first drive was a 3-and-out.
That's been the story so far for the Saints, just missed opportunities.
They kick it deep once more. And still back in the end zone once more for a touchback.
Saints will take over 1st and 10.
So it's going to be 1st and 10 from the 25. And again, the first half, the Saints offense looked pretty good. They were moving the ball really well. Unfortunately, a couple of crucial plays in the red zone they weren't able to capitalize on, but they are definitely getting the ball down the field.
For sure, they definitely are. And there's still plenty of time in this game. You don't have to rush anything. It's only the 3rd quarter.
So I have 8:49 left in the 3rd quarter. And here we go, 1st and 10. Pass
over the middle intended for Thompson. Renner is
incomplete. Intended for number 4, Renner.
Jimmy Garda
throwing a little bit behind him.
Defense there for the Hawks. 2nd down and 10 coming up for the Saints.
Second and 10 now from the 25. They line up with 2 on the left, 2 on the right. And he's rolling out to his right, scrambling, trying to buy some time. A pass. Oh, it was almost deflected by number 10 on the Hawks, but fell right into the hands of your very own number 13, Cade Kilbride. Cade Kilbride is out jumping these guys left and right tonight. So far, a couple of big grabs, receiving-wise. Earlier, he has an interception to stop that last drive in the first half for the Hawks. So he's come up with some big jumps and some big grabs tonight.
That was
for the Saints.
The first big plays for the Saints. Like I was saying, they were just missed opportunities. They finally got one of their opportunities. Let's see if they can capitalize on it here.
And a hand off to Bridgman.
Bridgman around the right-hand side.
So far, they haven't really gotten anything established in the run game.
Nothing big with the run game, but again, they do a lot of fake handoffs to Bridgman, a lot of play action, and a couple of the defenders, they are biting on it and going after. So it is buying him a little bit of time. When I say him, it's definitely buying just more time to really get out of the pocket and think about what he's going to do. You can't stay in the pocket all day long when they're coming for you, especially when they're showing blitz like that. But Breckwalt is doing a great job of leaving the pocket, knowing when his receiver has just a step or two, and waiting to throw. Speaking of, pass to the left and caught by number 29, Patrick Wilson, the junior.
Gain of about 9 on the play.
And I thought it was going to be good for a first down, but just short.
3rd and 3 for the Saints.
So we now have 3rd and 3. He looks up the middle. He's going deep for the end zone.
Almost picked off.
Pass intended for Thompson Renner. Falls incomplete. Garda on the coverage.
Both of the
for the Hawks.
Players there kind of battling for it.
And that brings up 4th down and 3 coming up for the Saints.
4th and 3. You can look for the offense to stay on the field for this one.
Saints just trying to avoid a similar result to the last times they've gotten down to this side of the field. They need to come away with points here.
Line up again with 2 on the left and 2 on the right as well. 4th down, 3 yards. And it's a handoff to Bridgman, and he is stopped right away.
Hit immediately in the backfield.
So that will be a turnover on downs.
1st down and 10, Cistercian.
I like the play call. You only need 3 yards, and everybody in the stadium is thinking you're probably going to pass. So I do like the play call, but unfortunately he was stopped just short of the 1st down.
Yeah, that's been the theme of tonight's game, is the missed opportunities and just unable to run the football. Now, Cistercian's not going to have a chance to add on to this lead here. The Saints need to come away with a big stop.
So 7 minutes left in the 3rd quarter. Turnover on downs. We now have Hawks possession. They're on their own 15-yard line. And once again, they have number 10 in motion, and they do a quick little shovel pass to him. This time it's for about 7 yards.
Complete. Gain of about 7 on the play. Going to bring up 2nd and 3 for the Hawks.
Lightning seems like it might be drawing a little closer, but I think we're going to be able to finish this game tonight.
We should be able to. If it rain catches us, hopefully there's no lightning in there. It's good football weather. It's like what we like to say.
A little bit of a bobbled snap, but he will keep it around the middle. A big hit.
Oh, yeah,
unfortunately, the 1st down will be completed. They're going to move the chains.
7 calls his own number, takes it up the middle beyond the yard of gain. 1st and 10, Hawks.
Here we go, 1st and 10. And it's going to be a handoff to the middle for the Hawks for a gain of about 2.
Handoff up the middle.
It's one of the first plays on this drive that hasn't gone for a 1st down for the Hawks. They are wearing down the Saints defense.
2nd and 7.
So I know we're just doing an audio broadcast here, but I definitely don't want to downplay the size of the Cistercian players.
Definitely.
They definitely some pretty big boys. Like I was saying earlier, I had a chance to walk next to those guys coming down the walkway. And yeah, they're pretty stout.
5-yard penalty.
Full start there.
So false start. And they will back it up 5 yards. It will now be 2nd and 12. Five and a half minutes left in the 3rd quarter. A little bit of play action. Pass right up the middle. Number 8 was pretty open on that one. That's number 8. Brought down around the 33-yard line. So they are now in their own, Saints territory.
Ball going to be spotted around the 33.
They finally throw one on this drive.
That's number 8, Crutcher.
And it goes for a big gain.
So again, I want to point out the size of this team. Not only the size, but they are full of seniors. I'm looking at this roster, and I see about 3 sophomores and about 5 juniors. The rest are seniors, so pretty heavy guys, pretty stout, and pretty strong as well. So easier said than done taking one of those guys down.
Defense getting into the backfield there, led by 15, Ben Leday.
But speaking of taking those guys down, a great stop right there, brought down the backfield for a loss.
It was a great play there. That QB is elusive. He was shaking, moving, thought he was going to get out of there, but finally got him down for a loss.
And it was a loss of 3, so we now have a loss of 2. That's what I was going to say. So we have 2nd down and 12 yards to go now. So they're in Saints territory on the 36-yard line. 2nd down, 13 yards to go. Looks to his left, but it's going to be actually a dump pass, and that will be incomplete.
Through, Nini falls incomplete.
A drop there by the Hawks. That was a lucky break there because he had blockers. He had all kinds of room.
Yeah, he had blockers and some room. He definitely could have went for another 8 or 10 yards, possibly the 1st down.
Big 3rd down here. Knowing the Hawks, they might go for it on 4th if this one gets stopped, but
3rd and 13. So right now the Hawks, of course, they want to move the chains, but they're also thinking about at least getting a play where it puts them in kicking range. So something to keep in mind. They're right now they're on the 37-yard line. So they want to get the ball up to about the 25-yard line at least to be in the safe zone for a kicker. And just like that, they're going to go for that deep pass.
Jump ball.
And it's a jump ball. Everybody's jousting for it, and yes, they will complete that pass for a catch.
That was a great catch there.
It's about an 18-yard pass, so not just the 13 yards they needed, but an extra 5. So
just saw a big flash. So hopefully the weather cooperates for tonight. It's another 1st down for the Hawks.
4 minutes left in the game. Left in the 3rd quarter. Hopefully not the game. Let's make sure this lightning stays off here. Run up the middle, hand off to number 1. He will be brought down for a gain of maybe 1 or 2.
Gain of a couple on the play.
And Saints defense has got to be getting tired out there.
And 3 brings up 2nd and 7 for the Hawks.
So favorable spot. They're going to say he gained 3 yards. 2nd down, 7 to go. They are in the red zone, so they are definitely in scoring position. Looks to his right, going for one more deep pass. A one-handed grab attempt, but it will be incomplete.
Broken up by
Sam Zapalak in the end zone.
So it looks like they're starting to throw a lot deeper now, the Hawks are, and they're trying to take advantage of some of these larger guys that are the receivers. So,
well, definitely, especially because you've worn down the defense, trying to take advantage of that, try to throw the ball deep down the field, and they've been trying to exploit that right side, which looks like that's the side that the Saints cannot seem to cover very well. 3 minutes, 23 seconds left in the 3rd quarter. Another big 3rd down here. Saints just trying to get the Hawks off the field.
Here we go, 3rd and 7. He looks to his left, but he actually throws right back to number 1, and that will be a score.
That pass is complete and taken into the end zone.
And that is Unini for the Hawks.
Number 1, Keosi Unini on the score for Cistercian.
So they extend the lead to 27. This extra point attempt could make it 28. And it seemed like it was a bit of a tip.
That kick was blocked.
Yeah, it was a block, and no good attempt. There you go. Hey, great job. So it's only 27. Point attempt, no good.
With 3:18 left in the third
so at this
quarter,
point, there's 3 minutes left in the 3rd quarter. You're down by 4 scores. You know, let's talk about realities kind of setting in here. So now you just want to work on something to build on for next week.
Definitely.
If you're down by 4 scores, you definitely don't want to shut out. Nobody wants a goose egg ever.
Definitely.
But, you know, they're 3-0 so far coming into this game. Their offense has looked alive the past few weeks. They scored 25 points in the first half against Shiner alone. Granted, those teams are a little bit different than playing the Cistercian Hawks tonight. But again, you just want something to build on. So you want to be able to show that you can adapt, show that you can still make plays, and you know, even though you're down. And like I said, you never want to be down and trying to come back in the fourth quarter and just give up on the plays. You still want to do that execution. There's no better practice than real live game time.
Definitely.
You can run practice, you know, all you want throughout the week, but at this point, if you're already down a few scores, keep running some plays. Maybe try a trick play if you want to. Again, you're not trying to making miracles happen here, but now's a great time if you want to try a different scheme. Maybe move some receivers around. Maybe put one in the slot, something like that. You never know. But a lot of times when teams go up by 4 scores, they take advantage of trying new things. Maybe sometimes when you're down by 4 scores, you want to kind of do the same. Like I said, no better practice than real live game time. Another deep kick right at the middle, all the way to the end zone for another touchback.
That kick is into the end zone for a touchback. Ball will be spotted at the 25-yard line where it's 1st and 10 Saints.
So while they get the field set up again, let's give a shout out to some of the cheerleaders here. Sienna Del Conte, Claudia Ellington, Samantha Flores, Heather Long, Nina Naples, Rebecca Nezer, Mary Orms, Blanca Rodriguez, Kate Sarahan, Olivia Sableton, and Crystal Valadez. And they are led by cheer coach Leslie Driscoll. All right, Saints ball, 1st and 10 on the 25 from another touchback. And a handoff to Bridgman, a beautiful run, the biggest run of the night for not only Bridgman, but for the Saints in general. And just like I was saying, you're down a few scores, you never want to abandon the run. And again, something to build on for next week, something you can learn in game time film later on. There's always something to learn. You know, it's what they say, you never really lose, you either win or you learn. So we're down 4 scores, there's still 3 minutes left in the 3rd quarter. A lot of exciting football to be had, and right then a huge run for Bridgman.
And try to go right back to him.
Right back to Bridgman for no gain. He's brought down at the line of scrimmage.
Met by 55, Alex Banul.
But after that huge run by Bridgman, we are already close to Hawks territory. We are on about the 45-yard line. It's 2nd down, 11 yards to go. And they line up a shotgun with 2 to the right, 1 receiver to the left. Again, a bit of a high snap. A nice second attempt grab by Renner.
He's going to be ruled out of bounds around the 47-yard line.
So one-handed tip was able to knock it right back into his hands, and he was able to bobble around and grab the pass and also get out of bounds and stop the clock. So
that's great awareness there.
So we're having a little bit of a debate here in the press box about where the ball was spotted. That easily was a gain of about 3 yards, I think. But the refs say no. And they have a better look than I do. They're actually on the field.
Definitely.
And that'll bring up 4th down coming up for the Saints.
So we have 4th and 9. And it looks like we're sending out the punt team.
That pass on 3rd down hit the receiver right in the hands. Was the other company that it wouldn't have mattered. It was not enough for the 1st down.
4th and 9 around the middle of the field. You're still in your own territory. You definitely just don't want to go for it right now. Get the ball up in bad field position for an easy, quick score. So they will punt the ball away here. 2 minutes left in the 3rd quarter. Still down by 4 scores. It's 27 Hawks, and Saints have yet to get on the board. And a return for about 18 yards.
A return of about 18 yards. Folks, want to take one more chance to introduce our Saints cheerleaders. We rushed them a little bit last time. Want to recognize them properly. Our Saints cheerleaders are Crystal. Man down on the field.
So it looks like the Hawks. The Saints player has a player down. I can't see the number here, but can't see just yet. Oh, yeah, it was a Hawks player. Okay, just want to make sure. So it was a Hawks player, number 10.
Sam Clay for the Hawks. Glad to see him back on his feet. How about our hand for him, folks? Having a nice ball game.
He's able to jog back off the field.
His own power.
So not too
Once
serious
again,
of an
those
injury
Saints
for the Hawks there, so that's good
folks.
news.
Crystal Valadez, Olivia Stapleton, Blanca Rodriguez, Heather Long, Claudia Ellington, Nina Naples, Sienna Del Conte, Samantha Flores, Becca Nezer, Kate Sarahan, and Mary Orms under the direction of Leslie
Okay, here we go. 1st and 10 for the Hawks. And they try a quick screen pass, incomplete.
And that is ruled an incomplete pass.
I don't know if that was a lateral pass or a backwards pass, but it seems like the refs are all calling it lateral. So the reason I bring that up is anytime you have a backwards pass, it's almost like you're pitching it back. Incomplete pass doesn't work. You got to be going lateral or forward. So if you pass it backwards, that's still almost like a running play. So no incomplete pass when you throw it backwards. But they're going to call that one lateral, even though it looked a little bit behind. Too hard to tell. And he's going to pitch it off to his right. A little bit of a spin move, able to gain another 4 or 5 yards out of it.
The Hawks have been breaking many tackles today by the Saints. They've just been unable to get them down. Spin moves, jukes, whatever they can do. Big 3rd down here. Yeah, any hope of coming back in this game, it's got to start right here.
A minute and a half left in the 3rd quarter, 3rd and 5. A run right up the middle. Nobody there to greet him for at least 7 or 8 yards.
On the carry beyond the 50 and into Saints territory.
They're now in Saints territory. That was a gain of about 9. They will be moving the chains. So 1st and 10 on about the 48. This could be a quarterback keeper once more. Gain of about 4 yards, maybe 5. It'll now be 2nd down, 5 yards to go.
2nd and 5 coming up for the Hawks.
Number 56 comes into the game. And that's Jackson Owens, the senior. Jackson Owens has some pretty big tackles tonight and a couple of good stops as well. He has a sack earlier in the game. Actually, I think 2 sacks tonight. He had a big sack earlier in the game for a huge loss. And a handoff again to number 1. A fumble ball. Yeah, there we go.
And turnover.
And number 15, Lede, falls on top of it. Able to come up with a recovery. And just like that, we have the ball back again. And some pretty favorable yardage here. We're almost in the back around the same spot where we lost the ball last time. So
it works out well in the end. We'll see what we can do this time. Big play there by the Saints. 10 seconds left in the 3rd quarter. Hawks in front 27-0.
They line up 2 to the right, 1 to the left. And 1 in the backfield. Hand off to Bridgman, marches up the middle. He might have got the 1st down. Looks like a gain of about 10.
And yes, they're going
to. Yeah, there we go. They're going to call it about 11. So they definitely be moving the chains on that one. So beautiful first down run by Bridgman. And that's a great way to end the third quarter.
It'll be Saints ball when we get back.
So only 12 minutes left to play. You're down by 4 scores. Like I said, talking about reality setting in. But hey, at this point, it's not just about getting or not getting a goose egg, but it's also about, so say this team is a little bit more seasoned, a little bigger, a little faster, whatever you want to call it. Just get one good successful drive, maybe even 2 good successful drives where you scored, and that gives you something to build on and work on in practice and look forward to for the next week. So again, they're down by 27 right now, only 1 quarter left to play. But if they can execute 1 or 2 good drives, get some nice scores, you can see that they adjusted well, they improved well. That's a huge moral win for any team to go into the next week.
Well, definitely, another back in Hawks territory. Well, of course, if you're a team, you always want to win. And
First down
they got 12 minutes to try to make up 27 points.
Yeah, easier said than done with playing against a team like Cistercian here, but
it's true.
The Hawks have done pretty well tonight. But believe me when I tell you, having St. Stephen's or St. Andrews, if they would have played this team by themselves tonight, it would be a much different story with the score. So it's a great job having these two schools combined to create a much more competitive team.
Pass is caught by
And
29,
a nice
Patrick
quick
Wilson.
pass to number 29, Patrick Wilson.
Down at the 40. Tackled by number 2, David
Not going to give them the
Navarro.
first down. It's being a little bit short.
2nd and 4 coming up.
So a game of about 6 or 7. We got 3rd and 4. Is that what you're saying? 3rd and 4?
Second and
Should
4.
be 2nd and 4. All right, here we go. Hand off to Bridgman. He's able to get maybe a yard.
Just beyond the 40.
That line judge looks like he's saying get back to the line of scrimmage.
3rd down and 4 coming up for the Saints.
So
okay, here we go. 3rd and 4. 11 minutes left in the game. And they have a single back. And once more to Patrick Wilson on the left side. It will be complete for a first down and a few yards on top of that.
I saw them practice that play before this game started. They were running that play into the dirt. It's great to see it pay off.
And so far, they're looking great on this drive, similar to how they looked in the first half on offense. So they are keeping the ball moving and keeping the chains moving as well.
They've only had a few good runs so far. Trying to get up the middle. When
hand off to Bridgman again up the middle.
Second and 10.
So we have 2nd and 10 or 11, it seems. And he will keep it. Tripped up.
Keeps it himself.
Breckwalt for the run.
For a nice gain
of about 7.
He had a full head of steam on him and just got tripped up.
So we have 3rd down. 4 to go. And they are on about the 25-yard line. Hand off once more. Beautiful job by Bridgman fighting for the first down.
Let's see where he's at.
I think he got it.
And
They're going to move the
There they
chains.
go. They're going to call a first down, and they're once more moving the chains.
Did a great job
They're
there.
now officially in the red zone once more. Now, last time we had 2 beautiful passes in the end zone, but also beautiful coverage. So, you can't really downplay the great job by the Hawks defense in the red zone here. But so far, a couple of missed opportunities.
Oh, my.
Almost
picked
once
off
more.
there by the Hawks. It was a great throw and a great read there by the corner.
For the Saints.
Hit him right in the hands.
Intended for Patrick Wilson right on the goal line, so that definitely would have been a touchdown. Both the receiver and the defender were kind of fighting for that one.
That's why I pointed out they're trying to run that play so quickly that one of the Hawks defenders trying to get to their side. He fell down trying to get into his spot.
So Bridgman will be stopped run up the middle. for no gain.
Bridgman up the middle, short gain on the play. 3rd down and 8 coming up for the Saints.
So we have 3rd and 8 around the 16-yard line. So still a chance to get a first down before going for goal line. Looks to his left and intended for Patrick Wilson once more, but it was tipped and deflected.
And that incompletion brings up 4th down.
So we now have 4th down, 8 to go. Offense is definitely staying on the field, so they're not even contemplating kicking right here. And I like this call. You know, you got less than 9 minutes left in the game. I'd rather see what you can do with a play instead of just going for a quick 3 points. Like I said, I know nobody wants a goose egg on the scoreboard, but you can learn a lot more by running a play right now than just kicking a quick field goal.
This has been a situation the Saints have been in all night, though. They've gotten into the red zone, just been unable to move after that. Looks like we're about to get timeout.
On the field.
And a timeout is called.
Like the Saints are going to call timeout.
So, like I said, I like the call for them to go for it here. Not just because of them being down a few scores, but like I said, you're going to learn more running this play, and not about the other team, but really about yourselves. So you might run something you've been trying all week, maybe something new. You want to see if you can maybe execute it.
Definitely, for sure. So what do you think they're going to do here? You think you might see another run play, or maybe they might take a shot at the end zone just for fun?
Yeah, 100% we're going to see a pass right here.
Definitely.
You know, maybe it was like last time we saw a run on 4th down, it was only 3 yards to go. And we haven't really established a run game very much tonight. In fact, we're establishing it kind of late. So, yeah, definitely you're going to see a pass of some sort here. I would maybe even forego the play action. You know, that's an extra half second that you're kind of wasting time. Nobody's going to bite on a handoff, you know. So
definitely.
Nobody's expecting to run at all on the defense. So maybe so they're going to line up a shotgun here. And they have 2 lined up on the left and 1 lined up on the right, and they have Bridgman in the backfield. Right up the middle towards Renner. And again, he got popped right as he was catching the ball up in the air, mind you. So tough play, man. That's twice it's happened to Renner tonight.
They got roughing the passer.
Hold on now.
Oh, here we go. Now I called it early.
Flag on the play.
So flag is thrown.
That's going to be a first down for the Saints, but
and I think they will call pass interference or roughing the passer here. It looked like could go either way. He definitely got hit in midair.
Discussing it. And it is going to be
the passer against the defense. That's a 15-yard penalty.
So it is roughing the passer. 15 yards we march. And a first down. Not only is a first down, we now have 1st and goal for the Saints.
Big break there for the Saints.
Huge penalty call right there. But you know what? That guy was burnt. He was beat.
Yep.
Renner had a step on him. So really, if he didn't have that roughing the passer call, it would have been a touchdown. Sometimes a penalty, maybe the coach is kind of happy that it's better than a touchdown. A beautiful run by Bridgman right up the middle.
Rumbling down inside the 5.
It's the closest they've been to the end zone so far.
So that's a gain of about 4. So we have 2nd and goal from the 4-yard line. No, from the 4-yard line. Almost a 3. And I definitely see them going for it from here on out. So 2nd down, goal, 3 yards to go here. Bridgman again, right up the middle, and he is in the end zone. There you go, and just like that,
the Saints
one more time to Bridgman.
And the Saints are on the board.
You know, we talked about how they just wanted to really just have one good drive under their belt, something to execute on, something to build on. And after we were talking about how they really weren't able to establish the run game is kind of what got them up there in the first place on this drive, and the run game got them in the end zone.
And the snap goes over the head of the kicker. He can't seem to feel it. It's going to be picked up by the Hawks. They're going to run it all the way back to the other side. That's going to be 2 points for the Hawks.
And the ball is loose and picked up by number 5, Jack Shepperdecker, who runs.
So the last thing I ever want to do is pick on a single position, whoever the snapper and long snappers are. But tonight they've had a bad problem with the snaps going high all night. I haven't really mentioned that too much because we haven't had one overthrown like that. But even in the regular plays, not even just on special teams, unfortunately, Breckwalt keeps having to jump up and grab the ball. I can't stress enough how every 10th of a second, not just every second counts, every 10th of a second counts as a quarterback. A lot of these quarterbacks, you're looking to get rid of the ball between 2 and 4 seconds. If you're having to jump up for the ball and then come back down and then fix your eyes and regather yourself and get your balance, that is almost a full second wasted off the clock, and it throws your QB off his game a little bit. But unfortunately, that's something that I definitely think the Saints need to work on next week. Is not just the special teams snap, but just right there, the normal offense. They're snapping the ball way too high for Breckwalt, and he's having to jump up almost once every set of downs.
And there we showed the penalty of that being all the way back for 2 points for the Hawks. Next at 29-6 in favor of the Hawks.
So recap of what happened. Yeah, it was overthrown snap. And went behind. So they had to chase that one down, and unfortunately was not able to fall on top of it, and it was brought back for a 2-point conversion for
back deep to return the kick.
The Hawks to extend the lead. So it's 29-6, 8 minutes left in the game. And like I said, onside kick, here we go.
So he's gonna
might be a penalty.
Flag on the play all the way back there. It's offsides on the kicking team. So they're going to back him up.
Offside against the kicking team. I'll back him up 5 yards. Re-kick.
So we're probably going to look for another onside kick here.
You got to give Saints credit. They're not giving up so far. They're going to keep trying to the very end.
Yeah, and you always want to keep trying in a game no matter what, because,
Definitely.
Again, going back to repeating myself here like a broken record, there's no better practice than real live game time. So never give up, even if you don't think you're going to score 3 touchdowns in 8 minutes. Just never give up because you're still learning something.
Ball's
and
on
you
the
might.
ground.
Oh, they bobbled it around. I think the Hawks do still keep it, though. They, wow, that was exciting.
Saints papers are signaling that they have it. Who has it? No signal yet by the ref.
It's going to be Hawks ball, it looks like. Yep.
And it will be Hawks ball.
Hawks recover the kick.
So a bounce between 2 of the Hawks, and then even one of the Saints had their hands on it for a second there on that onside kick. But after the dog pile and getting some of the bodies removed, they found under the pile was the Hawks sitting on top of the ball. So they do keep the ball on the onside kick. 29-6, 8 minutes left in the game. And the Saints, if nothing else, that was a beautiful drive, well executed. No miracle play got them there. They just execute all their plays. They ran the ball. They did short passes. They did deep passes.
That's
So
been the key to both teams tonight. It's just execution. The Hawks have been able to execute on all their plays, and the Saints have just been unable to execute.
well, that last drive, they definitely were able to make some adjustments, and it was a beautiful drive.
Number 14, Chris Mabley on the tackle.
So run up the middle, short gain for about maybe 2 or 3.
Gain of a couple brings up 2nd and 8 for the Hawks.
Second down, 8 yards to go.
That pass is
Short
incomplete.
pass up the middle, but incomplete.
Kate Kilbride on the coverage.
And just like that, it's 3rd and 8.
And 8 coming up for the Hawks.
So the Saints have really turned this game around, or not this game around, but their game around in general for this 4th quarter.
Momentum has definitely shifted.
They're looking for a deep pass down the right. And a beautiful grab by number 8.
Hauled in.
That was a great grab, reaching up there to catch that one.
The defenders were all over that, Hurst and Zapalak. But the guy's pretty tall. What can you do when you just get out jumped, you know? I would say that receiver had at least probably about a 4-inch or 5 inches of height on our defenders there. So
definitely,
they took advantage of that little bit of a mismatch. So 1st and 10 on about the 24-yard line. And that will be another keeper up the middle. And that will be a gain of about 4 or 5 yards. So it's going to be 2nd down, about 5 yards.
Gain of 4. Brings up 2nd down and 6.
Six and a half minutes left, 2nd down, 6 yards to go. A little bit of an option. He thought he wanted to keep it, but he pitches out to number 8 to the left for a big gain. Brought down inside the 5-yard line, so that's not only a 1st down, it will be 1st and goal.
The Hawks have had that outside edge all night. They've had no answers when they try to go outside.
The 5-yard line where it's going to be 1st down and goal.
Yeah, unfortunately with the size and the speed of these Hawks players, it's definitely taking more than one tackle or more than one tackle attempt to really bring some of these players down.
And they definitely have enough speed to get that edge. Just around 6 minutes left to go in the game.
1st and goal on the 4-yard line. A keeper once more right up the middle for a touchdown. So another touchdown for the Hawks. They extend the lead to 35. A point attempt might lead them to 36. But hey, last time they had a point attempt, it was actually blocked by the Saints. So a great job by special teams tonight on a couple of plays like that. So extra point attempt by the Hawks here. We're going to have less than 6 minutes left in the game when the Saints get the ball back.
No, correct me if I'm wrong, but the kick was blocked again. And trying to pick it up, running the end zone is the Hawks.
So the kick is blocked one more time. It was definitely a bad kick, though. It was pretty low, right into the backs of most of the players.
And they're going to get in the end zone.
And the Hawks recover and take it in for 2 points.
And the Hawks recover for a 2-point conversion. Wow. That was just sheer luck, guys. The kicker kicked the ball right in the back of his own players. Never had a chance to even get up for a field goal. It bounced around so many players in the ground, and it rolled all crazy. I mean, what can you do? And it looks like a pinball tilt machine. Ding, 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 and it flies between 4 players. Yeah, that was one of the weirdest point attempts I've ever seen, actually, in any football at any level of gameplay.
Definitely.
Unfortunately, a 2-point conversion.
It has been going the Hawks' way all night. You get the extra point return. They miss the extra point. They get in the end zone. Everything's going right for them right now.
I mean, go buy a lottery ticket tonight. You know, why not?
Definitely, why not? Yeah.
So we have just under 6 minutes left. The Saints have plenty of time to at least execute a great drive.
Yeah.
Now, the game is definitely by far out of reach. So they're down by 31, only 6 minutes left to go. For the last drive or two, the coaches probably aren't really looking to get back in the game or looking for a tie or a win. They're just looking to execute, looking to see what they can get their players to do against this bigger, faster team. And the last drive was beautiful. Like you were saying earlier, Brian, they executed on almost everything the entire way down, running and catching. So I think that's what they're going to do right here. I don't think they're looking for a quick score. I don't think they're trying to get the ball back twice or anything like that. I think they just want to do a nice, solid drive.
They're going to get a return out of this one.
It's going to be a shorter kick this time, so no. Oh, no, he's
Ball's out
hitting it stripped pretty hard, but we do fall on it, so Saints will still keep the ball.
On, however, by the Saints.
Yes.
So we keep the ball. We're around the 19-yard line.
That would have been just
soul-crushing.
Just bad getting worse.
Yeah, that would have been soul-crushing. That would have been, okay, there's no more trying to practice and have something to build on for next week. That would have been just, let's call it a night, boys, and go to the locker room. But no, we recover. And like I said, just under 6 minutes, plenty of time to do just a well-executed drive. Show your boys that you can do it and stick to your game plan. You definitely aren't going to get any miracle plays to score 31 points in 5 minutes. So let's look for them to still establish that run game on this drive. We're not going to be looking for a whole lot of passes too much.
There's that run
just
play.
out of desperation. And
up
speaking
the
of that
middle.
run game, oh my goodness, right up the middle, Bridgman one more time.
Dragging a couple tacklers with him. First and 10.
Wow,
Saints.
he is getting big runs and big yards now.
For a second there, I thought he may have broken that one.
I know, he really did, yeah. And that was part of the big success in the last drive as well. They had a couple of big runs by Bridgman, and they got them in striking distance. And sure enough, one favorable penalty, and bam, we scored. And back to Bridgman once more, still up and fighting for a gain of about 5.
Out to the 40.
Maybe 6.
Good tough run brings up second and about 5, maybe a long 4 for the Saints.
So we got 2nd and 5.
This late in the game, you finally start seeing some executed runs by the Saints. Defense, the Hawks doesn't quite know what they're doing.
A little bit of play action. He rolls out to his left. Oh no, he slips in the mud. He looked to his left to look off a defender, and then you can tell he's going to throw deep to his right, and just right in the big, huge brown mud patch.
Definitely.
I mean, literally the muddiest spot on the field is where he was standing.
Well, that's where the touchbacks happen. That's where people usually start from scrimmage, so that's where they start. That's where it's all the most messed up. And I guess you could say when it rains, it pours. And makes the field all muddy.
So again, just lost his footing, just slipped in the mud. He really wasn't even off balance or anything. It's going to be a beautiful deep pass, but hand off to Bridgman once more. This time on 3rd and a long 14. So that brings up 4th and 14. I really don't see them punting here. I mean, I feel like they want to get some more plays under their belt.
Now, it looks like they might be punting again, and they will be.
Yeah.
4th and 11.
Kind of a last-second decision. They had the offense on the field at first, but yeah, looks like they're going to go ahead and punt away.
It's like there's no one back there to receive it.
Deep kick with a nice bounce.
Nice kick from Breckwall.
And that will be back in the Hawks territory around the 29-yard line.
First down and 10.
If there's anything you can take from this game, it's the punting has been well for the Saints.
Yeah, it really has. So 3 minutes left in the game. I can see the Saints getting the ball back maybe one more time. And like I said, there's really no reason to try any kind of crazy, quick rushing scores. If nothing else, just keep working on those drives. Like I said, show that you can get that execution done. And there's no reason to rush a drive just because you're down by a few touchdowns. It's more important to get that real live game time practice in.
Definitely.
37-6 is still the lead. Hawks over your Austin Saints.
Kilbride on the tackle.
And we are still getting used to saying Austin Saints. I've almost said Spartans probably 24 times tonight.
The scoreboard still says Spartans, so I wouldn't blame you there.
I've said St. Stephen's a few times, even though it's really both St. Stephen's and St. Andrews.
Yep.
But we are playing at St. Stephen's tonight. Again, live broadcast. Dallin and Brian here with KMAX Sports. Hoping you guys are still tuning in for the audio broadcast.
We do thank you for tuning in.
And we'll do our best to try and get you some live video streaming for some of the next games as well. I know you would much rather see the action than just hear it.
Along with Thompson Renner, tackle for loss, brings up 3rd down and 12.
So as we start wrapping up the last 2 minutes of the game, a couple things I want to see the Saints work on going into next week is Definitely, the run game did get established later on in the second half, so they've done a pretty good job of running here in the third and fourth quarter. But one thing that would really help their offense is just the very beginning of the offense, and that is the snap. They've had quite a few high snaps tonight, and like I said, it's really no fun when you're a quarterback and you have to jump to catch the ball, then reset your feet landing, and reset your eyes and fix your eyes on the routes being ran. So I think just work on snapping the ball. That really can maybe even eliminate some of those problems.
Well, we talk about, you know, in this modern age of football, certain things is you rarely see teams play under center. They're all playing in shotgun.
Right.
And so I'm trying to think. I've been to a few high school games this year, and I don't think I've seen one team to play under center.
Yeah, you see a lot more shotgun now. To even compare them to the pros, you see a lot of that with the Patriots. I mean, look at the Patriots. It's the best analogy I can come up with. There's so many different teams to talk about, but yeah, the most famous team that everybody at least is familiar with. Yeah, watch Tom Brady and the Patriots, and it's a lot of shotgun. But yeah, those high snaps really aren't helping anybody, especially Breckwalt. So think of the snaps down just a little bit. That buys him about another. Not only buys him an extra half second or a second of time, but it just lets him already have his feet set and his eyes kind of fixed on the receivers. Again, when you're a quarterback, you're looking to get rid of the ball between 2 and 4 seconds. Not a whole lot of time to kind of fix your eyes and get your feet reset, looking for your hot routes. So they punt the ball away here.
It's a good punt, too.
And no fair catch. And that's going to be Jake Callahan with the return. Still up. Oh, the ball comes loose.
Ball is loose.
It's like it went out of bounds before anyone had a chance to recover it.
Saints will retain possession.
Saints will
take over 1st and 10.
Take over around the 46-yard line on their own territory.
47 seconds left in this game, and it has just been a game for the Saints of just missed opportunities all throughout.
So 47 seconds. I still want to see kind of a normal offense ran. Nothing too crazy, no miracle plays, but I would like to see them give the kicker one more chance to redeem himself.
Well, definitely.
So maybe if they get in field goal range and get one more shot at a field goal attempt tonight, and it might make up for that missed attempt early on in the first quarter. And that's going to be a handoff to, can't read the number just yet.
I couldn't recognize the number. It was like number 22.
Number 22. That's Staylock.
Someone new in there.
Sorry, Staylock, the sophomore. So right now, they're just going to run the clock down. No sense anybody trying to get hurt in triple coverage, throwing these crazy deep passes or anything. So that's one thing I love about youth sports. You know,
yeah.
If you watch more collegiate and professional games on TV, obviously you do high school, you always see them trying to do some kind of miracle in the last few seconds. Well, you don't want to see kids get hurt. I mean, why put the kids through that? And that will be the game, ladies and gentlemen. Unfortunately, they fall to 3-1, but hey, we still have a winning season, the inaugural season of the Austin Saints. St. Andrews, the St. Stephen's coming together for the first time playing some football. And I'll tell you what, 37-6 is not a very happy score to look at. But they have a lot to build on, a lot to look forward to coming out of this game. They have lots to talk about and smile about and keep their heads up high when they run into the locker room. But yeah, those last two quarters, they were pretty well on defense. Definitely the last fourth quarter, they were able to establish the run game. Bridgman got some great yards and a touchdown in the third quarter. But really, like I said, Austin Saints, from what I see, they need to work on establishing the run game a little earlier on next time.
Definitely. And
then definitely they want to get those snaps down a little bit. That way it can make life a lot easier for Breckwalt.
Yeah, getting those high snaps, it takes so much time to redirect yourself and to figure out where you're supposed to go. But at that point, your internal clock in your head is already way off. So
one more time, we're going to wrap this up. We'll give you the final score here, 37-6. And your Austin Saints fall to 3-1. But as we head into next week's game, we still have a winning season. Now keep in mind, a lot of this game's going to be in Houston and things like that, but also if you want to check out some home games, we're going to be broadcasting from St. Andrews and St. Stephen's both. So definitely come show your support. I know I'm showing my support one more time. I want to point out I'm wearing my purple Austin Saints jersey here. So super excited about the season. I know you guys are too. Once more, thank you so much. Live from St. Stephen's, Austin Saints football. I'm Dallin. This is Brian. We are KMAX Sports. Have a great night, guys.
Before we sign off, I just want to give a quick shout out to my QA, Nathaniel Nuez, and to Chuck and Merle of KMAC. And as always, a special shout out to my mom and my dad for getting me in this situation. It's an absolute dream come true. So we'll see you next week. We're out of time.